two together.
We got a red light. Means we're recording. Good evening, everybody. This is the September 12th meeting of the Nottingham Conservation Commission. I'm Sam DeMeritt, the chair. To my left is Susan Mooney, the secretary. To my right is Tim Kimball, the vice chair. To her right is Paul Meliotis, regular member, and then to his right is Liz Katowski, who will be sitting in for Raylene Shippey Rice.
Okay.
We have more come in. And we have Robert Davies, who is a guest here. And let's see, do I have any announcements? I probably do. I don't remember. Oh,
Nottingham Day.
Nottingham Day is Saturday. And we will have a booth there, and we'll be talking about that later on. A table there, so whatever. Okay. Mr. Davies is asked to be on the agenda today, and we will welcome whatever he has to say.
All right, my name is Robert Davies. I live at 364 Stage Road, and over the years I had accumulated about 80 acres of land, which about 12 years ago I subdivided and sold my existing house to my son. So he now owns about 40 acres, and I built a new home on the other 40 acres. Well, since then, my granddaughter has grown up and is going to college, and they don't have, my son and daughter-in-law don't have enough money to put her through the college she aspires to. So they were talking about selling their piece of backland, which has 500 feet of frontage on Kennison Pond, and it's a lot of record. The reason I accumulated the property in the first place was that I didn't really ever want to see the land developed, and I certainly didn't want to have land developed on the private road that I use as access to my house and my son's house. And that's the only reasonable access to that backland. So I talked to what's Peter's last name?
Landry?
I talked to Peter Landry about the possibility of doing a subdivision out front, because our houses are both set back from the road. And I thought we had enough room to do a 5-lot subdivision, including our 2 existing lots, and hang on to the backland. And he thought that would be a pretty risky, pretty expensive proposition, especially if I was going to put in a hot top road, because from my point of view, if I'm going to put a subdivision in, I didn't want to own the road and maintain it for the people that I was going to sell the property to. And so he made the suggestion that I hadn't thought about before. He said, well, you've got all these lots of record out back here. I mean, that's where your money is. There are already lots of record. All you've got to do is allow people to get to it. And I thought about that for a while, and I talked to Sue at our last planning board meeting, and that still doesn't meet what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is a way of helping them put their kid through school and somehow maintaining the non-development of my property. And she thought that it might be worth bringing this up to you people, because between the 2 of us, we own somewhere around 500 feet of frontage on both ponds, both DeMeritt Pond and Kennison Pond. And there is a stream that runs year-round between the 2 ponds that filters down to either the Bede River or the North River. I'm not sure what it filters down to, but after it leaves Kennison Pond, it filters down into one of those streams.
Yep, okay, I can see it running.
And the only thing that was ever out there was they started out as hunting camps and were replaced by summer camps, or turned into summer camps, which are all now, they're all gone. I mean,
How many, Buzz?
when I bought the place, there was 3 summer camps out there.
So 3 lots of record out there with summer camps originally?
There were 3 lots that I didn't own that belonged to Ken Gott that had 3 family summer lodges built on.
Okay.
That had been abandoned for about 15 years before I bought the property. And between my kids, the neighbors' kids, and time, all those camps have gone now. And like I said, the only real access to that property is the road that my house is on. That road was originally a logging road, and God extended the road either legally or illegally across the stream, put culverts in, and went across the stream back in the 60s when he built his camps out there. It might have even been the 50s, but it was quite a while ago. And that part of the road is now pretty much defunct. Over time, the beavers and the water flow the culverts are still there, but to get over them with a vehicle now, you have to pretty much make a corduroy road to get over.
So how much of this backland are you looking to sell or to put into a conservation easement?
Well, the lot next to my house is a lot of record. Then there's a lot in between on the bond. That lot has frontage on Demerit Bond. That's lot,
18 or 22?
Which one is
We
that,
got
18
three
or
little
22?
ones.
that's lot 18.
18 right here.
And lot 22 is now, I believe, owned by the Reardon family. And they always claimed that was a 4-acre lot. I always thought it was about a 2-acre lot, but of course it hasn't been surveyed. Then the next 3 lots, I own some in my name and some in my real estate holding company's name, just because.
Those are the ones with like a little X or something?
X's?
Yep, I own those 3. And then my son owns lot 20, which has the big frontage on the backside of Kennison Pond.
Yep.
And if you look at how those all hook together, it makes contiguous all the way out to, from lot 18, lot 20 actually hooks on to Mulligan Forest.
Oh, okay.
So right at the bottom of 20, that's Mulligan?
Yep.
Oh, that's that little foot that comes, okay. Thank you.
Okay, between 13 and 14.
You own 23 also?
23 is the one my house is on.
That's the one your house is on, okay.
And the
Yours
other,
is 18.
is 17 the
And
one with
17
the?
is the one my son's house is on.
Okay,
Okay.
so 18, 22,
Eight-
and
That's-
20.
22 is
Not 22.
I'm
Reardon's.
sorry, 18, and then the XXX,
Which
belongs to
Sam may
20.
have the lot numbers there. The old map.
So we're looking at 20 and
Yeah.
18.
XXX.
Oh, okay.
Those 3
Does that
look.
give you acreage that you're looking at?
That's for the 3 summer
Well,
camps.
Plenty of acreage. Let me just see.
What map is this?
He lives there, his son's on
Some of it's on map 32. I'm trying to figure out where there they are. Yeah, okay, they're all on 32,
Map 32?
I believe so. Okay, it's the 3 lots that he's talking about the small lots are 19, lot 19, 21, and 24.
So going from right to left, 19, 21,
North to
24?
south, or north to south, whatever.
What do you say, 21 and 24?
19's got 2 acres, 21 says .94 acres, and I can't tell what lot 24 has. It doesn't say what the acreage is. However, I might be able to tell here.
So can you give me those acres again, Sam?
Let me get the, so I can find the acres on the other. Lot 19, according to the map, has got 2 acres.
Okay,
Lot 21 says 0.94, but it looks,
Looks bigger than 19.
it doesn't look that much smaller than 19.
The tax map.
And then 24, lot 24, I don't have a.
Unless those numbers are flipped. It
let's
should
see
be
if-
19 on the left, then 21. And 24 to the smallest one.
Okay, 32. What do they got here? Okay, all right, let me go over the whole things here. Okay. Lot 17, it says is 14 and a quarter acres.
14.25?
Yeah, that's his son's, Nathan's. And Nathan also has the lot 20, which is 23.8 acres, according to this.
23.8.
Now we'll get the others. Oh, one, no, yeah, okay, I got that one. One of the others.
Wait, what about 23?
He hasn't said yet.
That's 23. Oh, 23, it's there. Next page. 23 is 25.76 acres, 25 and 3/4.
25 point what?
76.
Now, you wanted to keep those two lots intact.
23 and 17.
Right, so that's not what we're looking
No,
at.
17 is his son's.
Right.
But he wants to keep that, that's the
He was-
son's
doesn't
lot.
Those are part of the discussion.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
those are not part of what we're.
Yeah, we're looking
Yeah,
at
so-
23, 18, which is,
Out.
oh,
But
okay, this is
20.
the LLC, it's 16 acres.
20 is,
What's that, 16
18 is LLC, 16 acres.
Yeah, the May Ritter LLC.
Yeah, that's my real estate holding company.
That's 16.0, right?
Yep.
Okay,
And then 19 has 2 acres, it says.
wait a minute. 19. We
Yeah,
already
he
got
already
that.
said that.
That's
19
that's
had
under the
2.
holding
Yeah, we
company.
got that.
okay.
And then 21 has, it says here, .94,
Yeah,
which is to him, and then 24 has, what's 24? Uh-oh, I don't see 24.
Hmm. It's the mystery lot.
I think it's, if I remember right from my tax bill, it has the same number as one of those other two lots with a -1 or a -A after it.
Oh,
Oh, so it's not really 24, it has another number with a dash.
Okay, let's see, 19,
Oh, my glasses, so I can't help you.
Might be 22.
I don't have a... I don't see it on here.
Given its size, I mean, we're just guesstimating, it could be
Well,
anywhere
this is-
between, could be 2 acres, could
It
be
says
3
4,
acres.
but it doesn't really
Doesn't
say
look
what
that
it
big.
is.
Let's see what 13 is, it's 84.
so we're looking at
Should-
24,
Yeah, it's
32-24. It's not listed?
I don't see it, it's listed, yeah, it goes up to 23, and then it goes to,
Stops.
52.
goes to, map 34,
That's too big.
36.
Well, his
Looks
was
100.
here,
Yeah,
but that's
Lucas.
the big piece, one of the big pieces,
yeah.
where his house is.
Hmm. I'm guessing, just looking at it, if this is 2, because that's less, that one says less than 1, so.
Let's just make it 2.
Looks like it's bigger than either of the other two, I think.
We can just be conservative, right, and do it 2.
Yeah, they spelled demerit wrong.
Well, I don't.
So we're looking at approximately
There are a
40
number of
acres
ways of
total.
spelling demerit.
Well, this one has 2 Ts.
Let's not get into that.
Mine is 1 R, 2 Ts. 2 E's and M, an I and a D.
So is Demerit Pond, so your way must be the right one.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, but it's wrong on the tax map. There's only 1 T.
Lot 4, is that all Mulligan?
Lot 4, where are we?
Well,
Yeah. It looks like
It
it.
looks like it's
Oh, 4.
contiguous with
Yes,
that
that
other
is,
piece.
that is Mulligan.
So this
Or,
is-
or part Vernal, doesn't that foot there?
I mean, it's
Well,
not-
yeah,
I see
they
it's
own additional land outside of Mulligan.
Yeah,
okay, that's probably,
but right, I think that's all.
so that's the stuff that's on map 47. Yeah, that's map 47. between 13 and...
Because I'm just wondering whether Mulligan wraps around that or not, those other lots.
Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, it does.
Where's the power line on this?
What is the power line?
Where?
The power line is actually in Northwood, on the Northwood side of Namera Pond.
Uh-huh. Well, how does, it comes across and goes across 152?
No, that's a different power line.
Yeah. I think
Well, that's
so.
what I'm
This is the
talking
one that goes
about.
up to Route 4. This crosses,
Yeah,
power
that's
line
a
that goes behind
north-south,
Namera Pond.
a north-south line?
Yep.
Okay.
There's the one that goes across Route 4, actually crosses, crosses 202, crosses 4, and goes down into the
Right, that's the-
substation in
That's the
Deerfield.
one that goes behind Namera Pond and goes all the way over to the substation on Stevens Hill Road.
So where is the power line that cuts through Mulligan
That's
Forest?
further south.
Okay, this doesn't show on this map.
No,
That was my
that's
question.
down by the school.
Okay, because this might not be Mulligan then.
Oh, but,
Yeah, it is. It's part of Mulligan.
Well,
Four.
you said that this little
4 is.
foot is,
I'm pretty sure 4 is part of the frontal Mulligan Forest.
Yeah.
are you sure it's part of the easement?
I'm not sure. It's part of
Okay,
the-
that
Oh,
was the
yeah, what you
question.
said is that he owns land that isn't all.
Yeah,
some-
but
Right, they own a lot.
It goes all the way over to near Lucas Pond too, which is over behind that area, so, yeah, I'm not sure. But, what are those two
So,
ponds?
getting back to lot 24, can we just say it's between 2 to 3 acres? You know, for
Yeah.
for chuckles, because will need to be surveyed anyway.
okay.
And we need the right lot number, which I know is something weird. It's like it's a subdivision of, that somebody did between 2 lots.
Okay, let's see, no, I don't, let's see, oh, wait, we've got, no, it was a, oh, 13, we got, 13 is Hodgins, Owen Hodgins.
So it's 45 acres plus or minus for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots.
Okay.
Is there a 20-1 or a 20-A?
No, not on here.
All right.
They start out at, they start out, yeah,
Well,
one, two,
I'll give
they
my
skip,
tax
they
bill.
they skip, they
I'll
skip,
have the lot number on it.
they skip 3, and then 4, they skip 6, they skip 8, they skip 10, 11, and 12, 14, 15. And then it goes 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23, and that's all it shows on this printout. That doesn't mean that that's correct. I mean, this could be an error on that, too. And the map doesn't show how many acres are on there. Might be able to figure it out by the, if I could read the,
But all told, we're looking at about 40 acres.
40 to 45, it looks
Yeah, I added it up, it's 45, or 44.8.
Yeah, 45 is what I estimated that.
Okay.
okay.
So if you wanted to go conservation easement route, the feds, if it qualifies for wetland protection and has all the bells and whistles because it's in the Mulligan block, which it does, you can get 100% of the development value for your land from the feds. The process takes about a year or so once you get in the queue. But before that, you need to have it surveyed, you need to have an appraisal done of conservation value, and then in doing so, you should be in contact with at least Dwayne Hyde down at Southeast Land Trust. He has brokered several easements here in town and has gotten max money for people that have put their property into conservation
I
easement.
had to bring a notebook and a pencil with me, so you can write that information down, what I meant to
Yep.
do that so that
I could send you an email.
yes, that would be
I'll
fine.
do that tomorrow.
Just so I have the order that I gotta do things in.
Well,
context.
I think the first thing to do is contact Dwayne Hyde and give him map and lot numbers so he can look it up. And then just mention that it abuts Mulligan Forest, tell him it's in the Mulligan Forest block, and you're looking for funds for your grandchild to go to college. And asked if, if there's any resources down there that they could help you out with. I've just been very impressed with what they've done the last couple of years here in Nottingham. With the Sweetser property, there's another property on Ledge Farm Road. They've been really hustling for the Harvey project, which is worth like $2 million. Didn't the Harveys get almost $2 million for that? So, not too shabby. Of course, you don't have
That was
2,000
2,000
acres.
acres.
But 44 is significant, particularly where it's
Based on
on
where it
these
is,
ponds.
that it's,
you
yeah.
got That
That's
pond frontage
is big.
Right.
And there's rookeries on one of those.
Yeah.
No, the rookery's actually on the big lot, number, it's not mine,
Oh, okay.
number 13.
13, okay.
Oh, 13 up there, okay.
All right.
Oh, the rookery. Who owns that?
That Elwin Hodges used to own it. I think, I
Hodgins.
suspect that he's not around anymore, so I suspect his family owns it.
Yeah.
They tried to sell it several times over the last 5 years.
Really?
Well, they might be interested in going in.
They might be.
And
And the same thing is true of
It's more powerful when you have more blocks.
that lot number 22. There's an abandoned trailer on there from, probably 15 years ago now, but nobody's used that property, and it's owned by an estate now. So they might be interested in turning 22 into,
Mm-hmm. Because none of these are all back lots as well, or could
all
some?
back lots,
But they're lots of record.
Yeah.
and they all have, most of, and all of them actually have frontage, except, all of them have frontage on those ponds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How, what's the acreage on number 13, the Hodges? Can you look that up?
Yeah, it's right here, 13, what is it, 84.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And that borders the Mulligan and
Now,
20.
Was that the one, we walked out there,
We did, years ago.
Yep. Yeah, you walk
Yeah,
across
with
my
your
property to
daughter-in-law.
get there, Right.
yeah.
Ah.
So
And
say
she was
that
interested in
again.
doing something with her lot out back then.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So say how many acres again? How many?
84.
84 for Hodges?
Hodgin,
What?
Hodgins,
Hodgins.
not the big, it was Hodgin, which
Hodg.
owns lot 16. Oh, it's just a little one.
Yeah, I would recommend contacting Dwayne,
Yes.
Southeast Land Trust, and
So I
say,
just gave
oh, good.
Robert the phone number and name and
Oh, good. Excellent.
address.
So right, if those people
That's
were
significant. That's over 100 acres.
interested in trying to do something, then it should be interest.
I don't know, we looked at that heron rookery.
And I know they've tried to sell that property. And we kind of ended up being the stumbling block with the real estate people. because
I'm not sure.
They needed
Heron
something
rookery.
through
Real
you.
estate people
Is it
saying,
on
oh, you can use this
I
this
think
road
it's
right
over
here to
this
get out
one
there.
there.
Or it's that, no,
Looks
you
like
can't
wetland
use that
there.
road.
Well, if they get 100% of the development value, the property value of the land is going to plummet like a stone. And it might be affordable to someone who just wants to take a walk or something.
Or have a woodlot. 'cause it's
Or a
great
woodlot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, or hunting, and then sometimes these land trusts actually purchase the fee interest. They actually buy these properties. So, sounds good?
okay.
So you done with me?
Yeah, you can go home now.
Enough for
Feel free to
now.
come back.
So I'll start with contacting Dwayne Hyde,
Yes,
and I'll have some real lot numbers, because I'll dig my tax stuff out.
yeah, good,
And-
Probably contact as well on our side, just to say, hey, here's some
yeah.
heads up
And-
on
Okay.
Sponsor,
And
yeah.
if you don't get far enough with him, you might contact
Bear Paw.
Dan Curran over at Bear Paw, which is 463-9400.
And that, because they're right out of Deerfield too. and
And
may
I
have
mean,
money.
they were looking to, one of their greenways was from Pawtuckaway up to Norfolk
Northwood.
Meadows. You know, it
Yeah,
goes
that's-
from Nottingham and, along the Deerfield line, and then it crosses over, but, they might be interested too.
I think
And
that's further out back than my property is, though. That's further out.
Yeah, it is a little bit further out, yeah, but, Usually they're a little less expensive fee-wise, unless you get it all covered by the feds, you know.
Right.
They have a bigger staff down at Southeast Land Trust right now. In other words, there are more people to work on projects,
Bear Paw has 2 people on staff now, so.
which is good. They just added one
Yeah.
person, which
Yeah.
is terrific.
Doubled
And
their
Bear Paw
staff.
does great work as well.
Yeah, done a lot of good stuff.
So,
So
So
you're
two
gonna back
local
this up
land
with an
trusts.
email to me with all this?
Yeah,
on it?
yeah, I'm also going to suggest Forest Society is number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, particularly where they have the easement
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Mulligan.
well, they own the easement on Mulligan, they might
Mulligan.
like to, add to that, it's,
Depends on how much time they have to
abutting their
devote.
yeah.
Who's going to devote the most time to, who has the most interest, so it's just shopping around and see
So how do we
who's.
find out who has the most interest? You
Just
can
talk to
find
them.
that out?
Yeah, I would,
Yeah.
well, you can email and we could do some
Yeah.
Yeah,
poking
because,
around
I mean,
as well.
I don't think I would be able to judge who's got the most interest.
Well, we wouldn't know. I mean, sometimes you don't know of who's, you never know until you start getting things.
Until you start talking to them.
All right.
Yeah, because there are some times where they're like, sometimes the land trust is so busy and working on some other project, they get wrapped up in, we've just got this huge thing to work on, and we can't give you much time, or what have you, or someone's like, hey, this is perfect, so it's a matter of piquing their interest and
Mhm.
seeing,
Okay, you think it has some value to be worth following up on?
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
No,
It's the other
it's
names in that,
interesting.
If you want to get going.
Thank you.
It's
very
not just
much.
some piece out in the middle and has, bordered by, houses. It's, you've got
Yeah,
the
you
2
got-
ponds,
you
you've got some.
Connectivity to
Yeah,
the Mulligan.
connectivity.
The only piece of development out there at all right now is lot 5 that has a year-round camp on it that's been there for years.
Okay.
Is that right on Kennison
It's right
Pond?
on the edge of
Yeah.
Madison. Yeah, it's called Big 4 Camp.
Okay.
And other than that, there is, like I said, the camps on Demerit are all completely defunct now. There's nothing left there but a few bricks and a few bed springs.
What's on the Reardon property?
The Reardon property has just they hauled in, his stepchildren hauled in, his name wasn't Reardon either, it was something else, but his stepchildren hauled a couple of campers in there and abandoned them there. So they're just abandoned campers there.
Oh, that
Okay, so no
happens.
structure there at all.
There's no real, there's no
We've got an
foundation.
abandoned
nothing.
camp on one of our properties.
No septic? None of that stuff?
No. Nope.
So who knows,
In the
maybe they'd
woods.
want to.
Yeah, these are like
Easy
rough
on that.
camps with a little outhouse or something at best
I do
in some of
that.
these old camps, yeah.
Sam, you're on TV.
Even the summer camps that were there, that's all they had. I mean, like I said,
Yeah,
they're up to
old-time summer camps were very simple, nothing like
Yeah.
today. Yeah,
50. Yeah.
yeah.
Buzz, before you go, do you have any feeling for how big these ponds are? Are they
Yeah,
under
they're
10?
They're both
under-
somewheres around 10 acres.
Okay, because isn't 10 acres the cutoff for state-protected properties?
Yeah, probably.
I think it's 10 acres.
And
Do you know if they're state-protected, or do you own these ponds?
I don't know either thing. I do not own any of the pond.
They might be
Frontage on the pond.
state-owned then, state,
If they're,
they have jurisdiction on,
anything about 10
Bodies.
acres or more.
I think
Yeah,
that's.
so they're probably big enough, whereas those other smaller ones, like the Mulligan Ponds and such, were owned by farms, yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, Buzz.
Thank you for the time.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I'll be in touch.
Okay.
All right, great.
An interesting piece.
Yeah.
Here's such a one he was. Okay. Do we have minutes to review?
Yeah. Do you want to put this on? And I'm going to keep this one,
I've got one set over here.
just for
I've got
for
my
my
own set.
minutes. All right. On August 8th, I'm sorry I just didn't get them to them until this afternoon. I always think I'm going to have time, but. And you have a set, Liz?
I have a set here, yeah.
Okay.
Capital.
Bear paw needs a
Bear paw,
cap.
yeah.
Volunteer can probably, well, I'm not really sure. How about if we
Small V.
capitalize information so that,
Then you have to capitalize data and everything else.
that's
I think
true,
you can
too.
just lowercase
all
volunteer.
right, small v.
Small V.
Lowercase trail. I don't know.
How about well water samples, small w's?
Those can all be lowercase, I think. And anti-litter can actually be lowercase as well.
Ooh, Reynard.
Was anyone able to attend the timber harvesting program? Do you know? Sounded interesting, but I couldn't make it.
It does.
That was,
In August.
Well, that was up in Bristol.
no, I didn't do that.
I hope they repeat it. I'd like to go.
You know, particularly where Bob and I have had our property timbered the past couple of years.
Yeah, we've got to get our main property done by a forester.
Anybody have any other suggestions of?
Yeah, there was just a correction on the minutes. On the back page, it says a documentary by filmmaker Sue Raymond, but it's actually Reynard.
Or Reynard,
Raynard.
R-A-Y-N-A-R-D. Thank you.
I was just seeing if it's on this.
Oh, I haven't seen the flyer for that yet.
Yeah, we just got this done. I have, gonna get copies tomorrow because the library was closed today. But we
Okay.
ran off a couple, and I'm hoping to
Looks very nice.
get the copies of this. Eric has said he will take copies to the Nottingham Day and have them at their table. And he's also going to handle the registration part of it,
That's excellent.
because it's kind of a big job, and they have the setup to do it. And
Will you hold it in the library or in the Grange?
we'll hold it in the library, and it'll be downstairs.
Mhm.
And one thing we need to do is, because it's kind of taken us a while to put this together, because it's just a busy time. So it's for the 29th, so I wanted to finish that for Nottingham Day and get some copies to whoever is manning the table for, and then we would have copies and other people. And I'm also going to try to circulate with some people who have expressed an interest in going, and they have a website that they,
I've seen that, yeah, yeah.
so I think what we can do is send out an email to the members of the Nottingham Conservation Commission so that they'll have the date, and hoping that some people, enough people would sign up to really make it a good showing.
So
You could
September
potentially
29th.
have a lot of people interested
know.
in this, and that's why I'm wondering if the library is going to be large enough.
I know, I could see, yeah, it depends on that night.
I think it's hard to tell, but you're sort of short-term because it's actually 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So if by the time this hits Nottingham Day and people get aware,
Yeah,
there's going to be things against us.
Is there-
days.
Is there a cutoff number of people that can be in that room?
right, I wonder how
Paul?
many can fit Thursday,
I think
September
they can fit
29th.
more than 30, maybe.
Well, it has to do with fire laws.
Yeah.
And Eric
But I'll-
will take care of
I'll check with
that.
Eric, but
They'll know.
I think that we don't have enough people sort of who will hear about it fast enough, or will have the flexibility. 'cause
In their
it's-
schedules,
And
yeah.
that's why we went ahead with Eric and put
The
this out,
library.
because if we delay too long, it's just gonna not get the showing. But personally, I'm really excited that they did a really good job, and that we have the support of the Conservation Commission, the library, and the Center for Wildlife, because that, and Kristen is having someone bring a screech owl
Wow.
to just sort of talk about some of the issues surrounding food resources for some of the birds, although the owl itself is more for trying to get more people to come, sort of an attractor. But, so we can only hope that we get a
Oh, I
good
think-
turnout.
I
And if
think
we
you
get a
will.
big turnout, we still could probably handle it. We have it.
Well, if he
asking-
does reservations, maybe, just to say, I think it sounds like,
Yeah.
because he could have to turn people away, saying, well, we had 50, whatever, 40 sign up, and that's all we
Well, he
can.
moved the other one across the street when he,
This film is
Does he move,
also,
right, will he move it if there's too many, so we could just, because it's still warm, I mean, it's,
I don't think we can do it with
We
40.
can't?
There's a restriction on this documentary.
Oh.
That it can't be
Oh.
shown to any group more than, I think, 40.
oh,
And I think it
okay.
may even be lower than that.
Oh.
We figured it wouldn't really be a problem because it's not like a showing, because Cheryl was talking about having. it at
Red
a
River, and that would be an
theater.
official
And-
showing.
And then that would be a showing. But,
Okay, okay, so if we keep it small at the library,
I
then
think
that's going
keeping it
within the limits
small,
of
it's-
this.
If you read this, you will see that Kristen has really done a good job in suggesting that, it actually is kind of hard to watch because it's not for the faint of heart, is what she said, but, there's
So it has
a lot
over
of
13,
mortality.
kids over 13, so they
Yeah, so
should be.
they're trying to do that. So
Mhm.
I think the idea is to just go with we put requesting, advanced registration is requested. Because if we put required, it may sort of, people have trouble committing. So we wanted to get the best indication. And
Thank you.
if anybody wants to see it, they can see it afterwards, but this is more of a promotion.
Yeah,
but the library will have the copy there available for people to take out if they want to watch it on their own, right?
the
Right.
library's purchasing this?
They already purchased it.
Okay.
They purchased it on my request because I said, that I thought it was something that was significant.
Yeah.
And,
And where did you get it through? You got it through,
He got it through Amazon, but it was,
okay.
it was, if you look at the end of the film, there's a whole line of organizations that supported this film.
Okay.
And it's a coalition of Canada, the conservation, I think it's the Migratory Bird Act, Canada, the US, and big parts of Central America.
Hmm.
And so they put this thing all together and invested, this time, so.
Oh, if we own this, Paul, why is there a restriction on the number of people who can see it?
They can,
They don't want you to profit.
they don't want profit, it's a nonprofit.
Right, but if it's free to a group of 50,
Oh,
I
no,
think
it's
we wanna
not
spread-
free, it's not free. You had to purchase.
no, I'm
Yeah.
saying that once we own it, and he's gonna show our version that we owned, right?
Right, he's
Right.
gonna show part of it. The film is an hour and a half long and kind of a lot of detail. And so it's gonna take an hour and a half to show the film. What we did was he broke it into two parts. The sort of introductory part and some of the first three segments. And then we'll take a short break, because it needs to be like half an hour. And then we will give people a break and then show the second segment, which will be the last four segments. And that will be about a little under half an hour. And so that will be an hour total. And we only can do this from 7 to 8:30. And we're asking people to show up at 7:45.
6:45.
6:45, yeah, but that's sort of flex time for
Mhm.
people to get.
People come in,
Yeah,
greet,
and
sit.
get organized. And the original idea was to try to answer a few questions at the end, because a lot of this information would, just raises questions. Well, what can residents do? That was the purpose of the DVD. So myself and Kristen will try to answer just a few questions, but suggest that, a lot of this information is not the complete whole story, because it's the result of a lot of new research, and the research isn't really completed, but what it shows is massive declines that are more than 50%. And so we would try to suggest that Nottingham is, which is the positive side of this, is that Nottingham is in so much better shape for conservation properties that these birds are using. And the preliminary work that we did on Fernald indicated that we had extremely large numbers of 24 species of warblers, as well as a lot of other birds. So that meant that not only were those birds using it in migration to have some place to come down, that it was a breeding area and a migratory area, so it was benefiting Canada, that their migrants were coming through, and even Alaska. And so it's the idea is that what we do here has
important.
larger implications for conservation. And fortunately, Nottingham has been a beneficial, it's gotten the benefit of all of these people that are willing to make large conservation easements. And so it partially solves the problem, it partially solves the issue of the negativity in that, we should be thankful that the whole thing is that.
Got to give people that positive side, or they
Yeah,
don't want them
yeah.
walking away so depressed, because these things can
Yes, and
get you
people
so
have
depressed.
asked questions about this at the Pawtuckaway Lake thing, that they're saying, okay, what can we do? So this is really basically to let people know the facts of these declines and to inform them and to say, take the movie out yourself and watch it. And if you have any questions or you are looking for avenues of things you can do, we will try to respond to those. So I think that's
All right.
Thank you for your hard work.
well,
Look,
it's
Sounds good.
Promising
really,
to be good.
you really need to thank Eric too, because he put a lot of time in it.
He did.
And
He did.
Kristen was outstanding, even though she was really busy, she put a lot
Yeah,
of this
that's a
together.
nice poster.
Yeah.
She does a
And-
nice
Liar.
job on arranging
Yeah,
those
she really
things.
does, and she hit the high points, and that's what we need to get. And she has a large following. I think a lot of the people that know her
Mhm.
go on her trips, that, so it will help us get more people to this.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
We
Oh,
need to take the
absolutely.
pressure off her, because she's got a full-time job and
Full-time baby.
yeah, full-time baby. So let's hope that with Nottingham Day that we can get some attention and see what happens.
Okay.
All right.
So that's kind of an aside, but
Okay.
Okay. That kind of segues us into Nottingham Day.
oh, okay.
Although, wait, we have to finish, did we accept the minutes yet?
Oh,
Did
we
we
didn't-
officially
oh,
accept the
We can do
minutes?
that, yeah.
Okay.
Liz, do you have any more
I
corrections?
have no more corrections.
Okay. is that-
I think I can-
Somebody want to make a motion to accept them?
So moved.
I wasn't here, so I don't want to.
Okay, Paul
Yeah.
did, second?
I'll go for it.
Yeah, what's the
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody abstain? Abstain, okay.
So one abstention, right?
Well, I guess I should officially say that.
Deb, you abstained?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, anyway, segueing into Nottingham Day, which is this coming Saturday.
I can help out in the morning to set up, but I have to go to Connecticut in the afternoon, so I'm only a morning person.
So I should be there all day.
Mm.
I will be out of state.
I will be, yeah, I'll be on a plane, so. I sort of wish I could just,
I can help with
Was
setup.
Crystal able
Then
to
I have
help?
to leave for Winchester.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
so-
Crystal, I think she said.
Probably no later than noon.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have something in Keene in late afternoon as well.
Early setup person, I'd be leaving by 10, sadly, but.
I know you checked in with Crystal, Sue, to see if she was available for that. Did she ever,
She said that she hoped that this fall her life would
like?
be less crazy
Okay,
and
so I
she
guess
could.
that's a no. All right.
Probably this is September, it's still field season for
Yes.
her.
She said something about November, maybe.
Yeah, when it gets cold enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is still high field season, I'm sure, for her.
Want me to contact April to see if she can sit with you?
Sure.
Okay. She usually, goes from like 10 to 1 or something.
Okay.
Did you want to send out an email and ask
Sure.
the other people?
Sure.
Otherwise, if you had the stuff and you wanted us to set up so you could come a little later, Sam, since you're there all day, so it wouldn't be such a long day for you, do you want to do something like that, that we do this setup for the morning and we're there?
That doesn't matter.
No?
Doesn't
Okay.
matter.
If you want to get there like at 10, let's do
And you
setup.
want me to get these flyers to you, Sam? That when we get these
Sure,
flyers?
sure. All right.
So maybe I could just leave them with Eric and you could just put
Yeah.
them up there,
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
just so you have some, and he will have enough more that if you need any.
Yeah, maybe on Friday.
Yeah.
Pick them up on Friday.
Okay.
Do we need another table or anything what do we need besides what
Well, we have one table out there, so we're going to need probably 2 more tables.
I can bring a table. Although somebody would need to, that's a problem because it folds up, but then someone else would need to take it.
Well, typically we bring everything back here.
Or I can make sure, Kristen has the equipment.
Sometimes Cheryl.
Yeah, you need to contact Cheryl because I'll have the truck in the morning, but I won't be here in the afternoon to hump all that stuff back here. And she's got that big white truck.
If Cheryl might be available.
Okay.
I don't know of anybody else who has a truck.
No, no. Our table,
What?
It's a small white table in the back.
yeah.
But that folds up,
That folds this way.
so it could fit in, you got the van.
Yeah, you can get.
Agenda? Oh,
And the other thing is if we just use, maybe we
Missing
scale
some
down.
things.
And you know, like the rolly table for,
then
what we do for
Sue said she
sampling?
wanted
Yeah.
Maybe we use that rolled up table, because it's
through
pretty
the
stiff,
wetlands
it's not
organization.
huge, but it
Summer
rolls up
doesn't-
nicely and it doesn't
Yes,
take up
a
much
number of
room
things
once
got
it's
added. I
packed.
don't know if it ever,
So maybe we use the sampling
I'm
table
not sure what got
as
published.
another table, so table number 2, that way there's not these two
On the website.
big heavy.
I think that in the past, we've actually borrowed a table from here, from the
Going to the
building.
library though?
Yeah, but you
They're
get
awfully heavy.
But these are fine for a truck, but Sam's not getting that. What I'm saying is Sam's not getting that in his van. If there's no truck in the afternoon, I'm just
That's-
thinking small.
That's why Cheryl should be contacted first before we make those decisions, you know? And if we can't, we can't.
I probably put a 6-footer
Couple of
I mean, the
card-
one I have
couple
at
of
home,
card
I have my
tables side by
stuff on it.
side.
in.
You could maybe bring a couple of card tables
Well,
side by
Deb
side, and that's
suggested the
easier.
sampling table
The
would be
sampling
good.
tables are like card table size.
Okay,
That's nice and it's small.
yeah. I
It
was
doesn't
thinking
take up
small
much
is
room.
good.
There's
But
one,
big enough.
there's one at the family house, but I haven't stolen it yet. As soon as they do, it's
Next
gonna
year.
go in the back room and it's gonna have NCC on it.
Thank you for your
But it's-
donation.
But it's a nice size.
I have my little cheapo, like my white one has all my crap on it, so I really don't want it. But I have my other cheapo tables. They're lightweight though, but they're lightweight and small. I've got one lightweight, small. I mean, I don't mind. And I don't care if something happens to it. It's not like it's the end of the world.
Is
for
that
me.
the one you're volunteering?
Sure, I can volunteer that one. And we just have to get a hold of, I'll have to find out from Cheryl if she's going to be doing any more testing. There was, I think Cheryl and someone, and I don't have it in front of me, signed
So-
up for the last testing. If it doesn't happen, then I'll get the kit from Kristen, and I can then bring the table here and such.
What about easels from Cheryl too? She usually brings a
Okay.
couple of easels. So truck, easels. and-
Chairs?
No,
You have fold-up-
easels.
No, I'm saying you
People-
need
What do
fold-up
people
chairs.
want?
People bring their own.
They bring their own?
Like camp chairs.
Yeah, they're more comfortable.
And I'll bring mine for April to use during the day. Truck, easels.
I think we have 2 easels.
We do have 2 easels.
I believe so.
Big binder clips. We have big binder clips back there, don't we? The
Yeah.
giant binder clips.
They're on the maps.
Because they're good for keeping things from blowing away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good thinking.
If it's a windy day. I think they'll luck out because the rains are coming in Sunday, I believe. I saw
Oh,
showers.
do you have the other minutes over there by any chance? Or did you want to keep them?
These are just, those are the ones I...
No, wait a minute, I have.
Did you?
Okay. Yeah, here's the one that I put her correct spelling on.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
So this is
I mean, I think it's
somebody
just-
else's.
Yeah, that's hers.
That was mine.
Thank you.
Okay.
Before we move on, I had some other things about
Nottingham
Nottingham Day.
Oh, is there any other stuff that,
What do we want to have
the focus is water testing?
So I stopped by last Friday on my way to Winchester and picked up 25 regular kits for people to test their well water.
good.
And picked up 15 each of arsenic onlys and radon onlys. And I intend tomorrow to carve out some time to do a big poster of the composite results. So just to have those on display. They didn't have any other handouts available. So I'll dig through my stuff and even look back here to see if there
Is material online that might be worth printing out, I don't remember. If it's
So
up
that
to
was
date
one
or
thing
not.
that I had. What do we have in the minutes about?
I gotta get some stuff from Bearmont.
You had
We
anti-litter
usually have-
campaign?
We usually have a map there.
Yeah, I had that, that's another,
Yeah, I think the
Here we
anti-litter
go.
campaign will be a good thing to talk about over the winter.
so will there be trail maps of the North River Preserve? You had mentioned that, Sam, at the last
Yeah,
meeting.
okay, yeah, I'll touch base with,
Okay, so Bear Paw Regional
Yeah.
Greenways. A poster of volunteer opportunities, I might try to make
Yeah.
that up too. Let me see, and I have drawings that April did that I'll show you guys in a second to help design a poster for that. So do you want to look at those now?
sure.
Okay. Let me just jot some information down, Sam. Bear Paw. Plus some trail map.
I think there is a sort of a map of, no trails, but of the Kimball Family Forest, too, so.
Yeah, we should probably keep a lid on that for a while. Oh, the Kimball Family Forest?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that might be nice. For some reason, I thought you
Research
said.
where the little pond is.
So I did two different formats for the front. And when April came over to see me, she suggested that I drop every little bit hurts down. So when you print this over one of her drawings, can you just slide out one of those, Sam?
Maybe.
And hold it up to a light. So what will happen is this will be printed on top of that.
Okay.
And then you hold it up like that, and you can see, I don't know how well you
Yeah.
can see this with the light, but then you
We
can
can see
see.
that.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
get the gentleman.
Yeah, I got the,
photo.
I can't see it as well there as I
Yeah,
could when
I
you were
could see
holding it.
before,
Yeah.
But what I'll do is I'll pass these around and see which, maybe 3 different drawings. And I do like this one better, rather than this one that takes up too much room.
Should definitely do something to involve the schools too. The kids could all do their drawings on this theme.
Poster.
Yeah. So do you want to pass out one of those to everybody, and then we'll just pass these down,
In the
and then
spring
you
for
let me
Earth Day or
know
something.
which 3 you like for this litter campaign.
That's the one you showed us.
Uh-huh. What do you want to call that one?
Whatever.
Yeah, those are the,
Oh, so we're
Those are
looking
the
at
same,
which
but
drawing
we're-
we
I guess
want to
we're gonna
go
look at the
through?
drawings.
Yes, then we'll.
So we're
under-
choosing what drawing
Yeah,
to...
I've got maybe half a dozen here.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, my
maybe
God,
3.
April did all these. My
Yeah.
God.
Some of these she just did, but others she's had in her,
Yeah.
in her portfolio.
Okay,
And these are original, so I
Waiting
need to
for
get
the
these
right
back,
moment.
okay.
back to her.
Right.
And I thought this was an egg, it's a mushroom.
put this over
Yeah.
top of that.
No, I was just trying to look at the drawing.
Yeah.
But some of them show better through than others,
Yeah.
in just the way they're positioned.
Yeah.
There's one with a stone wall that's very nice in green. There's one that also looks like the Sweetser property too. With a reflecting pool and a barn.
I like the stone wall.
Stream, it looks like there's a.
Oh, the
This last
stream.
one is nice
Okay.
too.
All right, I got my two faves, I think, unless I see the third one, then I'll have 3 faves. Probably 3. It's 3. Well, she makes it difficult. Too many choices. Okay.
I like the-
And then
the bigger scenes rather than the flower, I think, or the plant.
Yeah, that would,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this one gives you like a bigger picture
Yeah.
of Nottingham or something rather than
One of the advantages of this one, though, even though I agree with you, Sam, is that this is nice and simple and clean
Yeah, exactly.
in front of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
And so you focus on the words maybe more with that. But some of these scenes are very beautiful,
The
so.
scenes are very beautiful. It's
You almost
just
have
hard
to kind of try it
Yeah, you
out.
have to try it out because when you put them up, you can't.
You don't know if this is gonna look muddy when
Yeah.
you finish it, because they're lovely drawings, but I don't know if it's gonna.
Oh, you think it'll be too much?
It might be too busy with,
When it goes up
If you do an
against this,
overlay.
You
yeah.
have a hard time seeing the picture itself, which is, the detail.
And you don't want them going, what is that picture, rather than
Right.
missing the
Yeah.
point of the
Right.
words.
Yeah.
It might work beautifully together, but
I guess in the rock ones
kind of like
have a little more
these,
standout.
these two are my favorites. The plant for its simplicity, and then this one here, because I guess I feel like I can identify
what do you call that
the
color?
trees and the stream, I kind of.
Is that like a russet?
The
Yeah,
rocks
the
come
rocks,
through
and the
better.
rocks come through.
Yeah, the rocks come through
Russet
better,
rocks.
so.
Whereas, there were trees in this one too, but they're so
I like that
faded,
one. Yeah.
or not faded, but they blend into
They're
more
faint-
past, they're
faint,
fainter.
and you can't see the
Fainter.
pattern of the trees.
So how does that one look, the green one, on an overlay?
I like it, but not so much as an overlay.
How about the barn one? I like the barn one with the pond.
What barn one?
Oh, this one, yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen one.
Yeah, that was,
Because the barn shows up and then the pond shows up. And it really looks like the Sweetser property to me.
Yeah, I can see what you're thinking. Maybe. I mean, you almost have to like try them out. I mean, it's one thing to hold them up, it's another thing. How would we actually
put a light behind it.
put the words?
What you do is you print out the first one, you
Mm.
print out the picture, and then you run it through again with the words. And so the words overlay on the
Yeah.
picture you've already printed.
Yeah.
It's not quite what we're seeing here.
And it might end up with that we have a couple and whatever one, it might be one that we love, the picture's nice, like whether it's the stream or the rock
Yeah,
wall.
exactly.
That looks lovely, but when you go ahead and do that process, it's muddy
It's
or
lost.
something.
It's lost.
And it-
Yeah.
So we can pick a few that, hey, we like this, this, and this, and what's, in the end, it's gonna be what.
Or if they all
shows the
work,
best.
then they all could be used.
But yeah, I like the rock wall, I like the stream.
So the russet rocks, the rock
Yeah.
wall, Deb?
Yeah.
This one really works.
Deb, was it the russet
Yeah.
rocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be the strongest,
Yeah.
but.
And then
yeah,
which one, which other one did you like?
Barn
And the stream.
Too.
And the stream.
And
First one.
I mean, I like the barn, I'm not gonna be unhappy, I mean,
Okay.
they're all very lovely.
Yeah,
Faint.
it's too faint.
Yeah, some of those are
Yeah,
just
that
like
yeah.
didn't do much for me.
That's why maybe this one works better.
with the farm. the
Yeah,
farm,
it's a little bit,
I think those three maybe
Yeah, so those three are,
That
would be the most-
With the rural
most
atmosphere.
promising.
And it also includes people. You know,
Yeah.
rather than
Cultural.
excluding people,
Yes.
people on the land.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
You
I'll
want
give
these
these
all
guys,
back?
yes, please.
Okay.
I'll give these a try.
and
Hopefully we'll have something for
together.
Nottingham Day.
These are all the drawings.
So I really grateful to you and April for the work that you did on that,
Well,
to take the idea and
she just
go
loves
with
to
it.
draw anyway, and she's
I mean,
probably
it's-
had these for a gazillion years.
It just bugged me so much when we were picking up the litter the last time and then going over certain places again and again in the last few months and thinking, how is there so much litter here? Who's throwing this out? I mean, I've never seen anybody throw litter out the window, and yet it
It
accumulates, and
It
you think,
does.
you know, you have to have respect
Although
for
on my
your,
road, there was, I think I
This one's-
told Sue about the person who was
Yeah, she
throwing
must have just
a
done that.
shopping bag
This
out
one's 95.
of, like, sometimes it
Some
would
of
be
them I
kitty
made a
litter, sometimes it
sign,
would
but
be his
didn't-
canned
she
cat
had
food
to
plus
sign
his
me.
garbage, and so we
Stop.
would just tie it up, and he tossed it out like
Moreno,
once a
Italy.
week on my road, so I'd go walking and I'd see, and some days when I wasn't able to walk because of my foot, it would just, you know,
Try this
animals
out.
would pull it apart and it had canned
Yeah.
cat food in it, you
Yeah.
know, so that's an attractive.
but you knew
for-
who it was?
No, I had no idea, but the same person, who else? A cat owner
So you
who
need to
didn't want to take his
put a
their
little
garbage.
camera up on a tree.
I know, but it was so annoying. I'm like, who has to throw out their entire garbage bag? You know, a little one, but it's, you know, like a Hannaford little shopping
Sure,
bag.
I know exactly
Tied
what
it
you
up
mean.
and toss it out every week, a new bag, you know, like.
And
Then you go to
the trash
transfer
fairies will take it
station.
away.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Yes, so, yes.
Okay.
I'll put up one of those signs on the road.
Anything else on?
Well, next thing is roadside cleanup.
Yep.
Speaking of that, yes.
We had, according to the minutes, we had about 5 people that were.
Well, I have to bow out. My husband has told me that I need to bring him to the airport that morning at 8:30. Well,
Okay,
so
I'm still on board for that.
okay.
that's
I
good.
can't promise that my husband will be joining me this time, but I will be there.
Wasn't it too
Liz,
exciting?
Sam, usually Raylene is good if you,
Yeah. I think-
It's the
I think it's
27th or
Yeah.
29th?
Yeah.
Oh,
who
27th.
else? Cheryl maybe?
8:30. Maybe we can, maybe Jim Salgi would, no, he's teaching,
No,
never
he'd be
mind.
teaching.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's it.
Okay.
And if you run short, I can probably do a portion of
Okay.
That might be good.
up
Get
and
back to
down my
school.
house
Yeah,
road, yes.
And what's the date on that?
27.
27.
It's a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, I was going to do a volunteer thing too.
But if somebody wants to help with that you can recruit from the
Yeah,
Nottingham.
which means I have to do a
Nottingham
poster,
Data,
but-
so-
another poster, but that's okay. Okay.
Okay. Correspondence, I did have something, but I don't, oh, yes, it is, right here. Oh, I think I mentioned this last time, the New Hampshire Sustainable
Yes, you
Forestry
did, yeah.
Initiative, So I don't have any other correspondence,
Yes.
and I don't really have anything other,
I do.
you do.
Okay, so, let me see. Number 6, Nottingham Day, we did that.
Yep.
How about an update, number 7, North River Wetlands Violation Update? You have any information on that?
I have heard nothing back from anybody.
Okay, I just want to get that into the minutes. Did
What
you want
was
to tell?
happening there?
Did you want to tell the other members what was
I
going on?
saw the photos, but I didn't know the story behind them.
Looks like there was, the Beavers put up a couple dams on the North River, and somebody went in with some machinery and knocked down portions of both dams.
Okay.
And then, I guess apparently the beavers got trapped out.
Okay. And what was going on with the heavy equipment near the bridge on the North River here?
I think they're getting ready to install those steps so that people can launch canoes and kayaks.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That was part of the project that Bear Paw,
Special
all
DES.
right.
yeah, from NRCS.
So Bear Paw kind of was overseeing that work? Okay.
So you reported that and sent pictures to, what was the fellow's name, Ted Deers?
No.
Ted Walsh.
Ted Walsh, W-A-L-C-H?
He's a wetlands,
At DES.
SH, W-A-L-S-H.
Huh?
SH.
W-A-L-S-H. Oh, good, okay, thank you. Photos. Sent. And he was gonna look into
He's
that.
gonna follow.
Yeah, he talked about coming down in the not too distant future to look at it.
Mhm.
And I told him he could see the first dam from the bridge.
I believe Cheryl had originally reported that. Sounded like Cheryl.
Yeah, in
had-
the spring.
Yeah.
The next thing I have is a summary of the Fernald celebration. It was held on that Sunday, Sam.
Yep.
Like how many people went and kind of, good time was had by all,
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah, we set up, Well, we had reservations for about 16 people, I believe. We set up 24 chairs, and there were, I think, some people that registered didn't show up, and other people that hadn't registered did show up, so.
It's about 24 people,
Yeah,
maybe?
somewhere in there.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
And there were 5 members of the Fernal family there.
Oh, wow.
Well, of that Fernal family.
Okay, yeah,
You know, Rick, Helen,
there's some.
Alex, his wife or girlfriend, and their daughter Sarah.
Okay,
And
nice.
then Deb Kimball Stevens also showed up.
I mean Deb Fernald Stevens.
Deb Fernal Stevens.
Yeah. Wrong Deb.
Name.
Now, who's the gal that came down to speak that used to be head of the Florist Society?
Jane
Jane Diffley, she
Yeah.
didn't
She
come.
didn't show up.
She was unable to come?
She
Okay.
was unable to come, and
Tom Howe and.
Tom was there?
Yeah, Tom Howe and the Vice President of Communications,
Oh, Jack Savage?
Jack Savage.
Jack Savage.
yeah,
I like
that's his
Tom's a
name.
good speaker. I like Tom Howes.
Did they both speak?
Tom finally said a few words,
Oh,
but-
Yeah,
okay.
it was kind of
Oh,
Reluctant.
brainstorming.
and
Yeah.
we finally got Rick and Helen, and actually the whole family came up and spoke a little bit too.
Did they say
okay.
anything about the vision of what they, any ideas they had for the property or anything? Or just-
Don't remember that.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's
think they surprised me because I gave a little thing on what I was trying to do with migratory birds.
So you spoke to Paul then?
Right.
Well, I had intended to talk briefly, but basically I just oversaw what, tried to oversee what I was trying to put together, this list of how many species of migratory songbirds were there. And I suggested that I could compile a complete, a list of what, preliminary list of the species, and give that to the Conservation Commission and the Society.
Yeah, and I think the Fernals were interested too.
And I was very surprised that many people that were there, Deb Stevens and others, really spoke up, that they were very, very supportive of the idea of protecting the single colony. She talked about the single individual pair that was at the north end
Oh,
of
the
the lake
loons, the loons.
that has been successful.
Yeah.
And she hoped that that would give them some protection. And
That's good, because their nesting site is so close to that property.
It gets
Yeah.
a lot of
It's very
activity,
close.
and I had never met Deb Stevens, so I was very impressed.
She used to be on the commission. She was very good.
And there were several other people who, including Fernald's, she is apparently a bird watcher, or very interested in birds, and she,
You're talking about Linda?
Linda,
Okay.
Linda,
Jim's,
Okay.
Jim's wife?
She seemed very, very interested in what was there, and she thought that she would really like to know more about
Oh, that's good.
what the list.
Yeah.
So I offered to send it to Tom Howe and then have him forward it to her.
Excellent.
And I think that was only some of the people. Cheryl Smith actually was the first one to speak out and say, what had I found that was the most interesting? She was trying to encourage me, and that turned out to be really smart, because when I did say some things, then other people really got
Picked up.
involved.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we had a lot of discussions, but I felt that people were very, very receptive to the idea of that piece of property protecting as a buffer.
Yeah.
And getting the state park some protection from the numbers of people that are showing up. And I will say that the week after, when I was coming down the road at the bottom of Stevens Hill Road, I saw 3 people on trail bikes coming down the road, and I slowed, and they went into the Fernald's driveway, and they went all the way up, and then turned around and came back, so I slowed down. And when I got there, one of the people on the bikes held his finger up, and so I stopped. And he said, "Can you tell us where we are?" I said,
Totally
He was
lost.
pointing to a bird, right?
I said,
You don't
I
belong
said,
here.
You're on a
Were they looking for the
you're on a
boat
private
launch road?
Yeah, they were looking
Yeah.
for the boat launch road, and it turned out they had come down Deerfield Road from Fundy Cove, and they didn't know how to get back. They didn't know where they were. And so I suggested
Turn around
that
and go back.
they could
And
turn
none of
around
them
and
had
go
their
back.
phone
but I think
maps
that's,
going
that
on.
was a kind of a sign that maybe those kind of things with trail bikes and motorcycles are gonna get more prevalent.
Oh, sure.
Probably that piece of property will really help slow the traffic and protect the area.
Well, I know one of them, do they still post, like, they'd have boat launch X, half mile or whatever, quarter mile down,
Yeah.
because too many people had gone down their driveway, so they used to have the sign up to redirect people, you know?
Just
Yeah.
one square sign with the boat launch.
Yeah, it's not very big, and
yeah.
if a tree had, whatever,
Right there, yeah.
people can go by and
The
not
turn.
notice it. Although now, to me, it's more obvious because you have the old road and then the new road, and so, to me, it's more obvious than
I
it
think
used
it's
to
a
be.
little more obvious,
Yeah,
too,
the old
yeah.
one, you definitely could have, I used to drive by like, where did it go?
Yeah.
And now it's much more visible,
Yeah.
so.
By the way, the loons are fine. I
good.
was out on the boat on Friday and saw both adults and the 2 chicks.
Oh,
The
yeah.
chicks are
Big.
pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still brown. Very, very large, and of course it's so interesting to watch them develop from like little golf ball size to these things with
Big.
And when will
the
they, when will
long
they
bill. It's a
leave?
little out of proportion at first.
When do they leave?
The males will leave first,
Mm-hmm.
and then the females will leave next, and they'll go to different places.
Mm-hmm.
And the
So
chicks
do they have to
will-
go when the big drawdown comes, because the lake
No,
is so, they'll
no,
stay
they'll-
there even with the
we'll-
drawdown?
We'll see them on the lake until into December. At least the
Oh.
chicks will stay into December.
Oh, okay.
The males will probably they'll be gone by,
They don't go that far, like to
October.
Great Bay or somewhere, or do you know? where?
yeah, well, males tend to go up on the Maine coast a little
Oh,
bit.
okay,
The females more to the New Hampshire coast and down Massachusetts,
Mass,
Rhode
North
Island,
Mass,
and even
okay.
some as far as Maryland
Really?
from New Hampshire.
Wow.
But mostly New England.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the chicks, I actually don't know where the chicks go, but they migrate after the adults. They don't all kind of go off as this happy family.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
males
almost all
first,
the
females.
songbirds do that too. The
They
warblers.
just
and-
split up as
Young
a
lead
family.
They
last.
leave
I think they'd
the
follow the
area,
parents.
adults leave. And-
First,
And part of the thing is that they know where they have to go. And then the young, you'll find them feeding until much later when it's much colder and they have more difficulty getting food, and then that forces them to.
They need to gain strength. These loon chicks have to continue to develop a little bit.
So
But
they
they'll
can
be
fly
doing
the
test
Yeah,
launches,
And all
you know,
that, yeah.
yeah.
circling around, but they don't leave until quite late.
Let's see, what else did I have?
Oh, the last they were supposed to send me a thing, but they did tell me that there was about 170,000 in the
170,000 in the conservation fund.
conservation. fund.
About,
170,000.
and do we know if some of that came in this year? And do we know if there's more anticipated?
I don't know.
Okay. Let me see, number 10, we're all set. Minutes. The workshop meeting that we had with Planning Board on August 10th, what I'm going to do, because I didn't take minutes because Joanna was there, is just Xerox those and put them in the file. I looked today to see if they were posted yet,
Yeah?
and they are not.
Okay.
So I'll make copies for everybody and distribute them at the next meeting, and then I'll also put them on file, so we have a record of that, that workshop on the 10th.
When is our next workshop with them? Is it October? or November? I mean, I think it was a
Well, we
ways
met
off.
with them on the August 10th. So it should be sometime in October. October 26th.
Okay, I'm gonna write that in.
October 26th.
Is that a Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yes, they meet the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month. NCF, let me just write down some notes here. August 10, minutes of workshop with planning board copies.
And I just had a comment
File.
about the river quality testing.
Let me see. I told Sam that I had some information on the Curry Conservation easement that's up on Stevens Hill Road that I just put in the file, and it's a conservation easement that's held by the Deerfield Conservation Commission. So maybe sometime in the future we can get some documents from them on the Curry easement. Liz called me was it last Friday that you called me?
Yes, it was Friday, and actually, I gave you the wrong information. I could not get back to you by phone because we were, you know where Round Pond Road is, and it goes,
Yeah.
there's
I
a
do.
horse farm there, and then you go down
Yeah.
to the boulder field, and I could not get reception
Because I tried to call and you tried to call me back and there's nothing
Exactly, and
there.
it was fruitless. I checked the reception several times, and it was not to happen. The truck was actually at the other end of Flutter by Milebrook, where Milebrook goes underneath. I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong, you asked about North River, and I said yes. And then I wanted to call you back and go, no, it's the other end.
So what happened is I called the business office and reported it,
Right,
but I said that they were down at this end.
right.
And that's still a protected body of water.
Yeah.
And in order to take water out of any surface water, they have to ask permission from the town.
Right.
By RSA. So was the company that you mentioned the ones who are
I
actually,
did not, here's what happened. We were traveling in two separate cars, and I was in the front car, because we had like 10 people going on this hike. And I'm driving, and I'm trying to negotiate, because there were two vehicles there. And I didn't even realize it was a hydro seeding truck that
So,
was there on the
are you
bridge.
saying that it was?
So I got up to the parking lot for the hike, and Ed was driving in the second car, and he says, "So did you see the hydro seeding truck that was down there drawing water out of the river?" And I'm like, "Really?" I said, "I saw the truck, and I was trying to weave around it." I said, because there was another car coming. I said, "I didn't even notice what it was. I thought it was just like a construction truck or something like that." And he said, "Yeah." He says, "I thought you'd want to be all over that one." So I'm standing up there in the parking lot.
I think I saw them.
And I
this is
called
a-
you. So he saw it. It did not register what the name of the company was. Had I seen what it was, I probably would have stopped and found out, or at least gotten some information. But, I didn't even see that it was a hydro seeding truck, but he did.
Okay.
But he didn't.
Because that's a company
One,
that's in town.
there was a red truck and a white vehicle with it. That's all I know. I'm like trying to go around the red truck, and my first, when,
I'm just wondering if they should be made aware that they're not supposed to do this.
well, they should be.
Without
I just don't know who to
permission,
contact.
Particularly where the water is so low.
Where the water level is so low, they absolutely
Yeah.
should not be drawing water.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And ours, and
But
they
I
have to
don't
ask
have
permission.
any more information about who that was. I can just tell
What
you.
day was this?
This was last Friday.
Last Friday.
Because
But
I
it-
think I saw that truck, I went by and they were out there. And they were actually far enough out that they blocked.
Yes, that's why I
one
say I
lane.
was trying.
That's why I looked at it and I thought, and it looked like there was some writing on it, but it was somehow really not clear whose company it was. And I thought, well, I don't know, I assumed they must have had some position, but I think you're right. I think that probably it's hard to tell where they're from, and are you gonna stop and get the number, because you really need.
I do.
Next time,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I do. I take the license plate and I call it in.
I think
And I would-
particularly
I
this
would-
year. 'cause
Otherwise, we give them tacit permission to keep on doing it.
well,
So where do we go from here, Sam? Do we contact them and just write them a letter and say?
Well, we don't know
by
who
the
to
way?
contact.
So you're not sure it's hydroseed, even though your husband said it
No, I'd
was?
say it was a hydro seeding,
There's a lot of different hydro
but
seeding
I don't know what
companies.
I don't
name of
believe
the
this
company
truck was
was.
really marked as to what it was. I mean,
But
it
we
was
could just send out an
vague.
information letter to the hydroseed people who are in town. They have a business in town.
Well, it could have been somebody
Could have been
from,
someone
Could
from
have
another
been.
from
town.
Northwood or somewhere else. I
Or
mean,
Epping,
it's not
or
necessarily
Epping,
has,
yeah.
Raymond.
person could be from
Towns.
Nearby
Londonderry for all we
Yeah.
know.
So
And
do
it could
we,
be
how do
someone
we
on
get the
town
word
We
out?
have- there's no course of
restrictions,
action.
because there's
So
all
we
the
don't
water
get the word out.
restrictions going on.
The restrictions are throughout the county, so
Yeah.
obviously, there's that, but it just seemed very unusual.
Probably wasn't an unusual practice for various companies, given the low water supply, and they're trying to get a hold of some water this summer, but who it was,
Anyway, I think that the takeaway from this is that we should all be on the lookout
Be more
for things like
vigilant.
this, be more vigilant.
We
This
should
could
get
be
a
an issue.
number plate and call to get an ID that, we need this information.
But it was pretty much blocking the road, so
Yeah,
it was like,
It
that
was
was,
blocking the road, and I think what you need is, if there's no identification on the vehicle, you really need the police to give you the who that person is.
Yeah.
Well,
who
you
that
can
vehicle-
always write down the license plate.
you could always do that. And if I were alone and saw something like that, especially in that location, I would just go over to the police department or town office
Mhm.
and say, somebody over there right now.
Mhm.
But being with the leader of a hike with the 10 people, and not even realizing what the truck was. And
Yeah, that was my
Ed came
situation.
and said that that's what he saw, but he didn't remember any name of the company, he didn't get a license number.
I was on
He
my
figured
way
I
to meet
had.
someone.
No.
someone's
noticed.
alarm going off.
Well, I'll stop into the town office tomorrow and just, ask for an update and said that there was some misinformation and.
Yeah, I just
We'll
thought
try to
it
be
was
more
Milebrook, but,
Was it Milebrook? Was it the one right there?
It's the one that crosses under Deerfield Road there,
At the end of Flutter
right at the end
Street?
of
What's that
Flutter.
alarm?
Okay,
That's
that's Elliott River.
It's Elliott River,
It's the Elliott River.
yeah.
Milebrook crosses as Milebrook further up Deerfield Road.
All right, the map I was just looking at called it Mile.
Yeah, I know that
that's-
is. That's
that's what
a
they-
mistake.
Okay, well,
What is that alarm? Is it someone like it tripped the alarm back there, or what? There's an alarm going off.
I don't
hopefully
know.
it's not a carbon monoxide.
You don't
alarm.
hear it?
I hear it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's in
but
there.
I didn't know if it was an alarm or,
Hmm.
it doesn't seem loud enough to be an alarm.
I'll call DES first and see if I can't get that RSA. And then
Yeah, it would
have
be
that
good, and
info-
maybe we
last
could just
one's
make
here.
the police and the fire department aware to be on the lookout for that,
Yeah,
because, the fire department has all these dry hydrants and things around town, so they're often around with the trucks trying to get their own water, or to put water in the reservoirs.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
why
might
I
be
noticed
something
that
that would
it
register with them.
It wasn't a fire truck, or it wasn't any vehicle, but.
And there is a hydro seeding company in town, right there at, when you go by Fernal Lumber,
Mhm.
there's a
Right.
sign up there.
Yeah.
yeah,
across from the
they're
school.
fairly new.
But I have no idea if it was that,
Go with them or not, yeah.
if that was the company or not.
That's
I
where it
mean,
was.
Can I add one thing? Water quality testing, I think Ed and Kristen tested today. And I didn't know if there was anyone else, I don't have my schedule, I haven't looked at it in a bit, of if there was anyone going beyond them, because they ended up taking this past weekend, and this may indeed be our last weekend. You weren't on for another weekend, were you,
I
Sam?
don't think so.
Nobody,
Okay.
nobody had signed up for that last
For the
weekend.
last one, okay, so I think that will end it. That wraps up the kit, and I can store the table. Actually, I can get the table, and once I get the stuff from Kristen, I can then just pass the table along from Nottingham Day. I'll bring the table, and then it can stay here.
Stay here, yeah.
Yeah,
Was all the equipment working well for the last couple of rounds?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
yeah, now that we've been charging. I mean, it's, the meter, the turbidity meter just had that issue with calibration. You have to kind of almost ignore it for the first round. Power through it.
Apparently, John Kirchhoff sent out.
Johann.
Johann Kirchhoff sent out an email to Susan and I haven't seen my emails yet, so I've been busy with my wife's sister died the day after Labor Day, and they had the funeral today, so
Sorry, Sam.
older sister, so that's the one she used to babysit her kids, so I was pretty close to him. Lives in Deerfield, or did live in Deerfield. Anyway, apparently sent a note that he wishes to resign as an alternate on the Conservation Commission because of his work schedule, I guess. So,
We need some more alternates.
yeah.
We do.
Sorry,
I'm-
so you're gonna move to,
I move that we accept Johann Kirchhoff's resignation as an alternate on the Conservation Commission.
I second that.
what seconds it? Any further discussion? It was nice to have had him
Yes,
for
yeah,
the time that he was here.
Yeah.
nice fellow.
And hope, if he gets the chance, we.
He
like him-
retires
like him
again.
back. Yeah, he retires.
Cars again.
Yeah.
Well, for the list of volunteer opportunities, are you going to include
I hope
alternate on the
so.
board?
You said
Liz,
interested, so.
The thing is, if I
little
put one more thing in here, something else falls
Okay,
out.
well, I'm just thinking,
thing. But you can send something if
it's a great time to say,
I'm
oh, you're interested in the
fiddling with
commission,
the
we need
computer.
alternates.
So
How
if I'm
about it?
fiddling
I
with the
think
computer.
that
I
goes
can
out in the
send
newsletter
something.
too, that,
Yeah.
And
No,
I've approached
I
people.
know, but sometimes a personal, when they meet you guys and they think, oh, you're so nice, yes, I'd like to be on the
I've
commission with
approached
you.
people at the farmer's market and have invited them to consider being alternates on the Conservation Commission or Planning Board.
Anyway, we gotta take a vote on this, I guess. right?
Yes, we do, I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I with regret.
Yeah.
Sorry that he's leaving.
And that was unanimous, so I guess I don't have to ask for nays or,
And that's all I had here.
so,
my
yeah.
Move we adjourn?
Yeah, we should note that we opened the meeting at what time?
7:10.
7:10, okay.
I move we adjourn?
Then Susan moves that we adjourn.
Second.
That's been seconded by Paul. All those in favor?
I
Aye. And it is now 8:42,
8:42.
according to the clock on the wall.
Pretty
Thank you.
close.